Hi, I'm Mike Brampton.
And my name is Julian Hoad.
Welcome to Veterinary Ramblings.
Talking of distance, you've been a long distance away, haven't you?
I have. And I think I got back yesterday, but I'm not sure. It might be the day before.
I think you got back the day before next Tuesday.
Right. Okay.
Tomorrow. Yeah.
I was there long enough to switch into local time, which is 10 hours ahead.
So tell me where there is. I mean, I know, but our listeners don't know.
There.
It's the Isle of Wight, isn't it, Mike?
Yeah, it is. It's actually a long string of islands, known as the Land of the Rising Sun.
That's in Wadden.
Yeah,
it's a jolly nice pub. It was quite rough actually this time.
Yeah, no, I was in Japan.
Japan.
Yeah.
Tell us about it then, Sensei.
Now?
No, maybe after we finish recording. So, sort of, they don't have to hear about it.
What's to tell? It's it's an amazing place. I suppose like a lot of people of our generation or slightly older.
We're male, pale, and stale, apparently.
Yeah, something like
according
that.
to one of my nurses.
Yeah, well, that'd be about right. I suppose let's readjust that slightly. There we go. Japan's been a fascinating place for me for like forever. But having been born not too long after the end of the Second World War, my impression of Japan has been tainted, shall we say, by the events of said war.
And all the films that came out, Tenko and things like that.
Yeah. But then there's also been a fascination with the whole samurai thing and the honor system. Now I don't know why, but I can barely see you. You're all googly and thing, and the little says actual recording is higher quality. I hope so. So it was balancing those two aspects. I just found it fascinating, absolutely fascinating, and it is an incredibly well-ordered society. It is built on respect, and that's respect for others as much as yourself. Honor, just incredible. And pride. There's a pride. They have a pride in everything they do, even if it is a menial task. They have a pride, and that just shows through in everything they do and the whole society.
They have. I mean, you talk about pride. That obviously is in their personal and social lives, but it's, I suppose, in all of their professions, and it's quite incredible to think of how many professions they have. We always think of professions like doctors and policing and nursing and things. Their sword making professions, hat making professions are a lot more honoured and honourable than our knife making professions in this country and our military.
But I think the other aspect to it is very much a ritualistic society as well. So their rituals and these are all day, everyday rituals. I think that I was particularly struck the moment I landed, and you go through your passport control as you do, and everywhere is pretty much the same with passport control, and that's your first taste of the country, and that's pretty much the same wherever you are. You know, it's always respectful because you're scared stupid. You're not going to be allowed on your holiday.
You'd never make joke with a passport card, do you?
No, from airport until you walk out of customs, you just keep your head down and get on with it.
Yeah, never make the joke of, is this really my passport? God, I look nothing like that now, do I?
No, you don't. No, you do that. You don't make that joke for two reasons, Julian. One, they might not understand it, and two, it's shit.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, no, I'm glad you told me that before I told anyone else.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So you go to your baggage reclaim section,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a man in uniform standing at the end of the conveyor belt delivering your bags. And the bags all come off one at a time, as they normally do, all nice and neat and shaped and in the middle of the conveyor belt. They go off at the end of the conveyor belt and sort of collapse down onto the circular whirligig thing that you rescue your bags from.
Mm-hmm.
And this man's sole job is to make sure that when they come off perfectly ordered and go down the chute onto the whirligig thing, he makes sure that they hit the bottom of the whirligig thing and are perfectly placed in the right way so that people can take them off the whirligig thing.
Wow.
And they're all, if two or three arrive at the same time, or one happens to bump into another one, this guy spaced them all out. So it wasn't a case of somebody sort of trying to grab their bag.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have to worry about that because they were all neatly spaced and there was plenty of space to get your bag in amongst all of the others that were on there.
Well, I like that. I'm imagining that unemployment's low in Japan.
Massively. I don't think they've heard of the word unemployment.
No. That's incredible. I have a love affair of Japanese knives. I absolutely love them. Cooking knives, this is.
Yeah, I know you do. I went to the Kitchen Street in Tokyo.
Did you? I was going to ask whether you went there. I'd love to go there.
It's quite amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's quite amazing in that there are a dozen knife shops.
Mm-hmm.
And they all sell different, beautifully handmade kitchen knives.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, 350 quid for a little paring knife didn't really cut it for me.
No pun intended.
No. Did I do a pun?
Well, a knife didn't cut it for you?
Oh, right. Okay. Well, these knives would have taken your whole finger off. There's no question about it. And they'd
Without
take
even
your arm
noticing.
and a leg because the really nice ones started at about £1,000.
Yeah.
For our American listeners, that's nearly $1,500. $1,500.
It's a lot of money, isn't it?
It's a lot of money for a knife. So guess what I didn't bring home with me?
A knife?
Funny you should say that. Yeah, I didn't bring a knife home.
I was in a Japanese knife shop in London a couple of weeks back.
All right.
And there was a beautiful knife, Hajigatu.
Okay.
And it was a Santoku knife, which is a really nice all-purpose. You know, the ones with the slightly curving front.
Yeah.
And that was £500. And I said, I've got a friend in Japan at the moment, and he will, I'm sure, if I tell him what make this is, he'll be able to get it for me for a lot cheaper. And they said, it'll probably be more because we get the bulk discount.
It'd probably be more also because Santoku is not a known Japanese brand.
No, sorry, that's the shape of the knife.
Oh, right.
And so
I
it is a
know the
Japanese
brand
shape.
you're referring to, and I didn't see any in Japan.
Hajigatu.
Oh, Hajigatu. Didn't see any of those.
So that they have the multicoloured handles.
Yeah, didn't see any of those.
No?
No, I think the knives that I saw on the Kitchen Street were all individually hand prepared by their man at the back of the shop. I'm trying to think of the name of the fellow who makes the swords. Where is it?
You mean the Japanese title for someone who makes swords?
No, not that. What is his name? Let's find out. Hattori Hanzo.
Hattori Hanzo.
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't heard of them. So these are the Is it Masamune? No, Masamune was one of the men who made them, wasn't it? Soshu is the name, I think, of the samurai swords. The
katanas, you mean?
Soshu.
Katana.
Katana is the shape of the knife, isn't it?
It's
But the
curved blade of the sword.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think I have a feeling the name of the master, the qualification, if you like, or the tradition is Soshu.
Fair enough.
But the sharpness of these knives is absolutely insane, isn't it? And they hold their blades so well because it's such high quality steel.
What I hadn't appreciated is that each of there is the shape of the knife, but you can also get that same shape with different individual cutting edges.
Yeah, and it's the angle of the cutting edge.
Yeah, but some of them are only one-sided.
Yeah.
I had no idea about this.
And that's a real nuisance. I've got a traditional fish knife.
Right.
A Japanese fish knife, which I think is a nikori. Anyway, it's a really nice knife. I didn't research it well enough before I bought it. I just liked the look of it and bought it.
Yeah.
But it's a right-handed knife.
Right.
And the blade is, if you hold it with the blade downwards, as you would be to cut it, it's flat on the right-hand side.
Yep.
And so the natural thing is to hold something with your left hand and then chop on the right-hand side of that.
Oh, right, okay.
And the knife, if the bevel edge is towards the right-hand side, the knife will cut through straight and push the cut section off.
Yep.
If you use it the other way around, so you're holding this knife with your left hand and holding whatever is fish or whatever with your right, then it'll curve round, so it's impossible to cut a straight edge onto the side of the fish.
Cool. That's seriously cool. Well, I had no idea about that.
Yeah.
However, before we get interrupted by our producers, hi, my name's Mike Brampton.
And my name's Julian Hoad.
Welcome to Veterinary Ramblings.
We're very pleased to have you with us on our journey, or indeed this week on Mike's journey, a journey to Japan.
Is that what we're going to talk about tonight?
Well, bits of it.
Okay.
Well, we'll talk about other stuff, I'm sure, but I want to hear more about Japan because I as I said, I love Japanese knives. I used to love the James Clavell books, Shogun and the other ones.
I think he's done one called Gaijin.
He may have done.
Which is interesting because Gaijin is sort of like foreigner. So I was a Gaijin.
But
they
right.
don't use that expression.
No,
they wouldn't call you Gaijin to your face, and they certainly
just
wouldn't
behind
call
your
you
back.
Filthy,
there
dirty,
goes a Gaijin.
Filthy, dirty, stinky Gaijin.
They call you that to your face. It's not Gaijin.
Yeah, they call you that to your face because spookily, they have a ritual of bathing every day. But it's not like us, where it's a lick and a spit and a wipe over with a flannel if you're lucky, or maybe 2 minutes in the shower. It's full-on ritualistic bathing. And because it's a volcanic chain of islands, they have got a lot of naturally heated springs and naturally heating spring baths, which are called onsen. And ritualistically, very often, and certainly around the places that I was, everybody every day, and sometimes twice a day, would go to the onsen.
So just like the Romans.
Very much like the Romans in that regard. Except a lot of the Europeans, or quite a few of the Europeans that I saw there, struggled to get to grips with the whole concept of public bathing in a bath. And they would walk straight into the onsen, strip off all their clothes, and go straight into the bath. And, well, seems realistic, you're going to go to the bath to clean yourself.
Yes.
Except, of course, you're sharing this bath with other people, and you don't all wash in each other's dirty bath water.
So you have to shower first, do you?
You shower first. But not only do you shower, you can stand and shower if you wish, with all the facilities that are provided there. You shower and scrub. And they have little mirrors in front of you and a little stool that you can sit on, and the shower will point out from the wall, and you can sit and have a shower and start scrubbing with all the various unctions and soaps and things like that to make sure that you're crispy clean. Or you get into the onsen or the bath, where you then sit quietly and respectfully and meditate for a while.
Playing with your rubber duck?
No, because even your little vanity towel, which is a little cloth a bit like a flannel, must not go in the water. So you either put that on the side of the bath or you wear it on your head.
I see.
It's a whole ritualistic thing. And then once you get out of the onsen, after you've been in there for 15, 20, half an hour, 45 minutes, very often, because they are volcanic springs that are feeding these things, you might want to go through the whole ritual of having another shower, A, to cool down, but B, to wash the sulphur off your skin.
Gosh. And they do this every day?
Yeah. Yeah.
How do they get any work done?
How do they get any work done? You rock up to a hotel, and in your room, you'll find that you've got what's called a yakuta, which is, it's not quite the same, but it's remarkably similar to a kimono. So you rock up to your hotel, check in, go up to your room, and one of the things I found most bizarre is all the rooms are about 24 degrees centigrade, which is like sweaty and horrible.
Hugely hot, isn't it?
Yeah, hugely hot. You'd walk in and go, whoa, I'm in a hotel. It's 24 degrees in here. I can't cope with this. Take your coat off, take your shirt off, take your underpants off. And, oh, hang on, I haven't got my yakuta on yet. So strip off. But you go into your room, strip off and put on the yakuta that's provided and your slippers, because you leave your shoes at the door. Don't walk into these places or across the threshold. Leave your shoes at the door and put your yakuta on. And most people, apart from the odd European or American, will go down to dinner in the yakuta, and you wear it. It looks very smart, and you certainly wear it to the onsen. And basically, you live in this sort of dressing gown.
I'd like that.
It's wonderful. You rock up to dinner and you sort of go, you're looking very smart, and you know that you're looking smart because the person sitting next to you is looking very smart.
So did you take a yakuta home with you?
I bought a yakuta in Tokyo because the hotels won't sell them to you.
Right, okay.
Which really, really pissed me off, because the last Rakuten or hotel that we stayed in Nagano had got some of the best yakutas we'd seen for the whole of the 3 weeks, and these had got pockets. They got a couple of secret pockets, and it was beautiful cotton, and the design was absolutely spectacular. But no, I asked the owner of the hotel probably about, I don't know, a dozen times, and
they wouldn't.
His answer didn't change.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Sure. And you can't really nick one, can you?
No, you can't. You probably could, but you'd be. That's another thing. You can't you don't lose anything in Japan.
It's one of the least, one of the most safe, one of the safest countries, isn't it? The least crime prone.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can't remember. One of our little group left something at the hotel, and an hour later, the phone rings, and we're told that they found a pair of glasses. Could we return to the hotel and pick it up? And on one of our transfers, I wasn't sure. We transferred and we shipped our luggage to our hotel in Tokyo, and then jumped on the bullet train with little handheld luggage because we didn't want to carry all of our big luggage across Tokyo and in the metro and the underground and all that sort of stuff. And I changed my shirt at the airport. Of course, when I arrived in Nagano, I couldn't remember that I had put my shirt into my big bag and shipped it to the hotel in Tokyo. So a couple of inquiries were made. No, the shirt isn't on the train. It wasn't on the plane. And it was sort of like 3 days later when I got reunited with my luggage, I found that sure enough, there was the shirt. But the airline staff, the station and the train, no problem at all. Perfectly normal. You just don't lose anything there. You can't.
Yeah. That's incredible, isn't it? And what was the bullet train like?
Clean. Quite fast. Very quiet. Incredibly cool and funky.
And on time, I'm guessing.
Everything's on time.
Yeah.
Now, on time. On time. Here's a good one, considering I turned up a minute late, which of course shows massive disrespect, not only for my time, but humongous disrespect for yours and our producer's time.
Absolutely. I feel dishonoured.
Well, so you should, and consequently I feel embarrassed and dishonoured, so I will have to penalise myself. So
Is that all right? Do it when we're not looking.
Yeah, okay. In Japan, you say dinner is at 7 o'clock. That means that you arrive at 1 minute to 7. In our psychology, you'd rock up at 1900 hours, 7 o'clock, and claim that you were on time.
Yes. Yeah.
In their viewpoint of this, that's late.
Wow. Gosh.
And that is disrespectful of your time as well as theirs.
I don't think I get much dinner in Japan, but I...
Well, dinner time is from 5 o'clock, so it's wonderful for me. 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock, and half the time the restaurants have shut by 8.
This moves us nicely onto food, because I know you sent me a few WhatsApps, really making me feel incredibly envious. Because you ate my favourite food.
I did.
Sea urchin.
Yeah.
Uni.
I had sea urchin. I also had sea urchin soufflé.
Oh, sea urchin soufflé.
And
I haven't had it, but already it's my favourite meal.
Really great big pot. It's wonderful. It's so deep. And I thought, wow, how much? Except it had got a false bottom in it, and it was only about this much.
And what else do you have? Lots of nice seafood, I'm guessing.
I don't know how to quantify it. Lots of seaweed.
Okay, yeah.
All sorts of weird and wonderful seaweeds.
Mm.
Some pickled, some fresh, some raw, some cooked. A lot of seaweed. A
lot of wakame.
Yeah, if you say so. I mean, invariably, if you're whacking me over here and another one pops up over there, so you have to whack me over there and whack me over here and everywhere. So it's you know, you play whack
me everywhere.
Like Chinko. But yeah, I can't tell you what I ate because half the time I had no idea. A lot of pickled food, a lot of vegetables. Most of the meats or the fish were served raw.
Yeah.
As were a lot of the eggs, which does take a little bit of getting used to. Because
yeah, it's a texture, isn't it, that we're not used to, that mucousy sort of texture.
Totally. And it's cold.
Yeah.
But it's allegedly cooked. but you might as well just break an egg and put it on your plate.
Yeah.
It is so cooked that you can barely see any white of the egg white. It's sort of just clear and see-through.
Yeah.
And yeah. Allegedly the yolk is cured, but I don't know how because it hasn't been done by heat. So it was interesting because I did actually ask about salmonella.
Mm.
And they said seemingly it doesn't exist.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Were you reassured?
No. No, I passed on the egg that night. It just suddenly dawned on me. I also asked them about TB, and seemingly that doesn't exist either.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Whether it's because I was not with scientists or medics, I don't know. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah, I wonder.
The other thing that occurred to me, of course, is that raw fish. Yeah, we eat raw fish all the time, but fish parasites aren't particularly pleasant.
They're not. Now, in this country, at least, if you have sashimi, then the fish is briefly frozen to kill off the parasites.
Right. That I didn't know.
Mm.
And equally, I don't think the people that I was travelling with knew because they weren't cooks. They were they were photographers. So yeah.
I wonder what they're doing out there.
Probably.
Still, you didn't get ill.
No, not at all. Not at all. In fact, it's I was very pleasantly surprised. Lost 1.5 kilos, but at no time felt really hungry.
Right, 1.5 kilos just through healthy eating and exercise.
Yeah.
So I've been steadfastly ignoring the main reason you went there, of course, which was not to look at knives and not to have wonderful food. It was to take some snaps, wasn't it? Some holiday snaps.
Yeah. I went to take some holiday snaps. That's exactly why I went, Julian. Yes, absolutely.
You took your Kodak brownie.
I did. I nearly did actually take a film camera because one of the guys, or the guy that was guiding the trip, a lovely guy called Toru, he only shoots black and white film.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And his shots are his art. Because again, it's the whole, it fits the whole philosophy. He would take all day to find the photograph that he wanted to take, and then he would take half an hour making sure that he got that one photograph. And it will turn out amazingly, whether it is a single solitary tree on a snowy hill with a white background.
Yeah.
Fascinating stuff. Slightly different to my usual wildlife stuff. But fascinating working with him. And I haven't shared any with you because I haven't finished downloading them all.
Oh, so how many did you take? A couple of thousand?
Yeah, slightly shy of 100.
1,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to take a while then.
It's going to take a while. So far it's taken 27 hours, and I still have a few gigabytes to upload. Then I have to put them into the Lightroom processing program, which will take another 12 hours before I can even look at them.
So what you're saying is, whereas the majority of us get emails through the post, emails every day saying, warning, your iCloud storage is about to expire.
Yep.
You're the only person in the UK who takes that seriously.
Well, no, I don't take it seriously, actually, because I know that I've lost it all.
What?
Well, it's all stored on my hard drives and my memory cards and things like that.
Ah, right. Okay, you don't trust the cloud.
Oh God, no. Oh God, no.
Anyone could take it then, couldn't they? Anyone could hack it.
Well, no, it's not that. I think, I don't know. Maybe I'm a bit of a Luddite when it comes to that, but I struggle with the whole idea of not only the cloud, but we rely so much on the internet, don't we?
We do. Yeah.
And the internet isn't actually that reliable, I find.
In what way?
Well, we sometimes have outages, don't we?
We do. We have fewer outages than people in many other countries, but we do, and it's really annoying when it happens.
Yeah, we we lose our minds.
In sub-Saharan Africa, where I chat to some friends once a month, it's rare to find that we can get an hour without an outage.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think...
And they take it as a matter of course.
Yeah, they do. And I think, in sub-Saharan Africa, certainly when I'm operating out there, they call it load shedding.
Yes.
Which suggests that they've got too much electricity and they're trying to get rid of some of it. But what it actually means is they're going to turn off a whole region for 4 hours.
Yeah.
And that's considered perfectly normal. We're very privileged where we are.
We are. We're incredibly lucky. But actually, yes, we are lucky. But this is the culture we've been told to expect, and the service we've been told to expect and promised, and that we pay for. And therefore, when we don't get it, we've relied on it for business. We've relied on it for a particular service and function.
Yeah.
And we get no compensation for it going off. We get no apology from the company when we try and complain.
Are we talking about water or power here?
Well, okay, let's talk about water, power, and internet. And actually, while we're on it, here's another thing. The NHS. So, various families, various parts of my family and various friends have been in hospital recently. And I have to say, the staff have all been wonderful. As you'd expect, highly dedicated, incredibly professional people working under incredibly difficult West Streeting, very difficult conditions. And it's not just this government West Streeting. It's all the previous governments for the last 20 or 30 years that have let the NHS go to rack and ruin by having different ideas of getting middle management in place, getting various baronesses to sell spuriously sterile gowns, and just being absolutely shit at managing. As a result, the various members of my family and friends have suffered tremendously, inhumanely, awfully, because of the deficiencies in the NHS. Now, having said that, some friends of mine in Tanzania, well, they may have a 200 or 300 mile drive to get to a hospital, which would then be a 10 or 12 hour wait to have some treatment. To say that we have free treatment on the NHS is a complete lie. We pay for it every day of our lives, particularly every month of our life with the national insurance, taxes. But again, we've been promised this level of service. We've been told that the government will supply the tools the NHS needs, the expertise the NHS needs, the protocols the NHS needs to reduce waiting lists and to improve service. And it hasn't done it. It has failed us. And that causes pain, distress, death. And it's bloody awful. Sorry, it's turned into a bit of a rant, hasn't it, Mike?
I was going to say, and another thing.
And another thing.
I think it's get that off your chest.
It's off. It's off now. I'm calm. I'm done.
Because there are countries, of course, that don't have any of that, aren't there?
There are.
And their access to free or even moderately paid for healthcare has also been stripped away by governments and people like that. But,
their access to learning,
yeah,
but particularly if you're a woman,
yeah,
you may not be allowed to learn to read.
yeah, absolutely. I'm just looking at the notes we put down for tonight's show.
Mm.
We haven't bothered with any of it yet.
No, we will do. There's plenty of time. So what is this to do? What are we going to talk about tonight? Let's be calm. So, before we do that, animals in Japan. Did you see those monkeys?
Yes, I did see those monkeys.
Do you want to tell us about them?
Sadly, it wasn't snowing.
Oh,
And it's interesting. It's with. I'm struggling to describe it because, as you know, my work in the Arctic, that's true wild life. And I take myself out of my survival bubble and I'm struggling to survive in real nature.
Yeah.
And so to track and find polar bears or walrus, etc., it's not a given. You have to work for it. In Japan, they have other problems that they need to manage. And one of those problems is the overpopularity of things like the snow monkeys. And so it's very strictly controlled.
Mm-hmm.
There are fences, there are wardens, and it is almost like you could perceive it to be almost like a zoo.
Right, okay.
Until you look at the history of the area and realise that the monkeys have always been there. Even before humans went into those valleys, the monkeys were there. And the snow monkeys and the shots of monkeys bathing in hot springs, the monkeys and a lot of the animals will always go to the hot spring areas, whether there is a bath that has been built or not. So we visited a lake in Hokkaido, which had got volcanic springs running into the lake. So for an area around the volcanic spring, you've got clear, warm water. The rest of the lake is thick enough ice that people could skate on it.
Oh, really?
Okay. So the swans would always go to the warm water. Spend their time there and then go off to roost at night, wherever they disappeared off to. And the monkeys are the same. So they will go to the hot water. So they were always in the area. The Japanese culture, obviously, as we do across the world, we move, we're spreading our urban environments to more and more remote areas. And they had a stream that was clearly volcanic and was fed by other volcanic hot springs. And the Japanese, as we mentioned earlier, quite enjoy bathing in hot springs. So they build a bath. Outdoors, in this instance, they build a hot spring bath to have baths in.
But the monkeys find them.
Well, suddenly you've got a pond of hot water rather than just a trickle of hot water coming out of the ground. And so, of course, the monkeys will bathe in them. And one particular place was built, and they found a hot spring, a slightly hotter hot spring, further up the valley into the remote areas. So, what a wonderful thing. Let's build a bath there. And probably 20 years ago, the only people that knew that this bath was there would be a handful of villagers and the monkeys. And gradually the monkeys have taken over the bath further up the valley. And a couple of people took some fabulous photographs of these macaques bathing in the hot spring bath that had been built for the local villagers. And the news has spread. So now...
And David Attenborough went along and saw them.
Quite probably. And Instagram and Facebook and social media talking about the snow monkeys. And people being people, they all want to flock to these areas and they all want to get as closer interaction as they possibly can with the wildlife, because we all like to pet a wild macaque, don't we?
We'd all like to, yes. We should. We know we shouldn't.
Well, we know that we
most
should,
of us,
and probably most of the people listening to this as veterinary professionals would also probably go, "Whoa, bites and scratches! You've got to be kidding me! Unless it's sedated, I'm not going anywhere near it." But of course, the general public don't know this. They all think they're warm, fuddly, cuddly creatures with fur.
Particularly if there's a fence. If there's a fence, it makes them seem tame and therefore biddable and strokable.
Well, even more so. So what the guys have done is they have now fenced off a reserve area. Mm-hmm. And interestingly, if you analyse where the fences are, that's to keep the people in the fence and allow the wild macaques free access to wherever they want to go.
Right. Okay.
So the people are all fenced. And because these macaques are so famous now and are as known as snow monkeys around the world, thousands of people flock to this particular spot.
Mm-hmm.
So when we rocked up the first day, we arrived fairly late, and there must have been several hundred people all crammed into this one little area whilst the monkeys went about their business and had their baths and chewed on some food that were fed not by the people, because that's strictly forbidden, but by the wardens that are there to make sure that A, the monkeys are okay, but B, to keep the people in order.
Yes, if people see the monkeys being fed, then they don't have so much of a temptation to say, "Oh, I've got some food in my car."
Yeah,
I'm sure they like Twix bars.
Well, you wouldn't actually do that, because it's at least it's about 1.5 miles away from where you park your car.
Okay, so you probably wouldn't pop back for it.
No, you wouldn't pop back because it's up a snow-covered mountain track.
Oh, I'd love that.
So it's a fascinating thing. So yes, I have got several thousand photographs of snow monkeys, but I haven't looked at them yet.
I look forward to seeing them.
And sadly, it wasn't snowing at the time that we were there. So
and was it cherry blossom time?
No, not quite. There were a few blossoms coming out in Tokyo and around Tokyo, but it was still between -10 and -20 where I was in Hokkaido.
Gosh, that's a bit chilly.
Yeah. Well, no, it's Japan.
Oh, right. Sorry, I thought you moved. Okay.
No. It was in Japan. So yeah. But the upside of this is that they manage things very, very professionally. So another example are the Japanese cranes, which is the national symbol of Japan.
Yes, very beautiful.
They're white and black with a little red crown on their forehead, the males anyway. And they nearly went extinct 15 years ago.
Did they?
Yeah, because they're a nuisance. They get in everywhere, and as the locals were switching more and more to a industrialized farming basis, you don't want these bloody great birds getting in your way. However, it's probably a bit longer ago. I think it's probably about 25 years ago. One farmer was particularly in love with these cranes and noticed that a few of them were coming to his fields every day. So he started feeding them and protecting them. They are now no longer endangered. But of course, all the people like to see the cranes.
Okay.
So now there are car parks and barriers so that people can't run out into the middle of the field going, "Oh, I want to cuddle a crane." But the upside of that is that there are also toilet facilities next door.
Okay. So all is not bad.
All is not bad. It's regulated, and the cranes are wild, and it's the people that are fenced in to minimise the interaction and the disturbance of the wild animals.
I was gonna start another thing.
Go on then.
I love zoos. I always have. We're going to a zoo on Friday. It's a family. We're going to a zoo down in Kent, and I'm really looking forward to it because I love getting close enough to the animals to be able to marvel at them with the naked eye or through my camera lens or whatever. There's no doubt in my mind that a lot of animals suffer in zoos. And you commented the other day on a LinkedIn post that really resonated with me, actually, because in two ways. One was because we saw this, I think it was a cheetah, wasn't it, exhibiting stereotypical or stereotactic behaviour.
Yeah.
Walking endlessly backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. And it angered, I think, both of us in two ways. The video itself angered us because there's this cheetah that is clearly going, well, not going out of its mind, it's gone out of its mind.
Yeah.
It will never be right again. It will always have this patterned behaviour, which has destroyed its higher cognitive functions, whatever higher cognitive functions it has, and it's now completely institutionalised to the degree that it can't function outside of this two-dimensional path its brain has written for itself.
Yeah.
But I think we're also both annoyed by the fact that they've given it a new name because that one didn't seem interesting enough.
That really pissed me off.
What the shitting hell is that all about? What do they call it? Zoophosis or Zetropolis or some stupid made-up name? It's got a name. Why give it another one?
Yeah.
And why draw attention to this new name rather than actually devoting your posting to the fact that it's now possible to keep animals in a way that doesn't induce this behaviour.
Yeah. That was what triggered me. I mean, obviously, we've both been around zoos. I'm very grateful to the exposure that I've had on my anaesthetic career to animals like tigers and lions, and a nod there to the now deceased great anaesthetist John Lewis, who took me on this journey all those years ago, because that gave me a lot of exciting experience working hands-on with some animals that I haven't seen in the wild yet. Wow, you can't replace that.
No.
Flip side of that particular coin is that they were trapped in a zoo, and you've worked in a zoo, haven't you? I mean,
I have. Yeah, I've worked in Chessington.
Yeah.
When they still had animals, I don't know if they still do actually, but
not sure. I'm not sure.
It was when I was growing up. It was Chessington Zoo, and then it became Chessington World of Adventures.
Yeah.
But it was still very much a zoo when I was there.
Yeah.
And wonderful memories, absolutely fantastic memories.
Yeah.
And the delight of being able to interact directly with some of these animals.
Yeah,
incredible.
Absolutely.
And I wouldn't have been able to do that if we didn't have zoos. But so many animals are kept in poor conditions. And there are some outstanding zoos. There are brilliant ones. The one I'm going to on Friday, Port Lim,
all right,
has won many awards for the enriched enclosures that it has. Not for all the animals, sadly, but that's a question of money.
What are you doing down there then?
Having a family trip, having a day off.
All right, good for you. Mine too.
Absolutely, I should take my camera.
Port Lim, I've got a feeling that's where the keeper lost his arm to the tiger.
I think it is, yeah.
Which happened exactly 1 week after I had a tiger wake up on me whilst I had my hand in its mouth.
Oh, that bad thing, Mike. That bad thing.
Those weren't the words that we used, and that was scary. A scary encounter with a tiger.
Yeah, I'm sure. What were you doing to it other than tickling its tonsils?
It was having its annual MOT. Which is,
and you were doing the oil change.
Yeah, which is, you'll recall, very often in captivity, it's not only have you got the opportunity to knock the animal down very easily, but it gives you an opportunity to get in and see and make sure that the animal's blood levels are correct and that the teeth are okay, it's not in pain, it hasn't got anything untoward with it. So I don't know whether that's still the habit, but certainly back in the day, and we're talking probably nearly 30 years ago now, we used to knock them out once a year so that you could really get to grips, hands-on with the animal quite safely.
Yeah.
So that was what we were doing, and we'd been changing the dose. We'd been using medetomidine ketamine as the primary knockdown agent, and then switching them to isoflurane and oxygen.
Oh yeah.
And reversing, or not reversing. Prof. Self would kill me for that.
Yeah, and oh dear.
Okay, antagonising the induction agents. But what was happening, of course, was that with the induction agents we were using, we were struggling to get the monitoring to work in those early minutes after knockdown.
Mm-hmm.
So what we'd been doing is we'd been progressively reducing the amount of medetomidine we'd been using in the knockdown mixture. And I think we probably pushed it a little bit too close to the edge on this one, because I was kneeling on the tiger's shoulder and he backed himself into the corner when he collapsed. So I'd stuck my hand in his mouth and managed to pull his head back and was maintaining his airway because it kept wanting to fall forward. So I got my hand over his face like that, a little bit like that character in Silence of the Lambs.
Heavy old head, isn't it?
Oh, massively heavy. And this whole tiger, I think, must have weighed 500 kilos to start with.
Wow.
Big brute of an animal. So I was kneeling on his shoulder, and I got my hand over his head. I'd managed to get his jaw open. I got his tongue out. And when John came into the cage with the anaesthetic machine and the oxygen cylinder, he caught the oxygen cylinder on the cage. So there was suddenly a very loud clang, at which point an eye that I could see opened, and he closed his mouth.
Oh.
And that's because, for those who are unaware, who are maybe not that in-depth into anaesthesia, the first muscle to retain tone from unconsciousness is the jaw muscle.
Which is why nurses always check to see how slack the jaw is. What's the jaw tone?
Or check the palpebral reflex. And of course, I wasn't able to check the palpebral reflex because his eye had just bloody well opened. Meanwhile, his jaw had closed, but in closing his jaw, he didn't just close it from bottom to top. He went. So top of head came down, bottom of jaw went up, which pulled me over on top of him. So I was lying across the top of this tiger's head, going, oh my God, oh shit.
Oh goodness me.
Yes, words like that.
Oh goodness, golly gosh.
Yes, exactly that. Whilst John stood in the middle of the cage going, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, very quietly, of course.
It's funny how those quiet sounds can sort of summate with both of you saying, oh goodness, golly gosh, to sort of, fuck, isn't it?
Yes, because had Tiger stayed awake, he probably wouldn't have needed feeding for a week or two. But fortunately, I felt him relax underneath me again, because I was checking his reflexes with my stomach and my chest, because I was literally lying across this animal.
As you're trained to do so.
As you're trained to do. You know, you don't need fingers. And
No.
What's this fingertip business? You know, stick your belly on the animal's head.
Absolutely. A very sensitive part of the body.
Yeah. You don't mess about with fingertips. Get your whole body in there.
I tried that on a mouse I was anaesthetising once, but well, it didn't go very well, unfortunately.
Oh, what happened?
I squashed it.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Were you using the belly reflex test?
I was using the belly reflex test. Right. Yes, I thought it might work, but and then it's quite embarrassing then talking to the owner afterwards, saying that you just thought you'd try it because it seemed like a good idea at the time, and I might have got some more information to go into a journal perhaps. But there you go.
Squished it.
Squished. I was able to post it back in an envelope though, so it worked out all right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. That's the best way. So yeah, stereotypical behaviour, but that's the other thing, isn't it? Why is there this fashion for inventing new terms for things that we've had in the textbook for the last 50 years?
Yeah.
What's that all about? Is it to make it sound more glamorous? Is it to?
It's supposedly, so this is the line, isn't it? It's supposedly because either the name we gave it initially was wrong,
Right.
I'll get on to that in a minute, or because the name we give it now is more correct given the information we have. Now, my feeling is if we gave it a bloody name in the first place, then it was clearly right because we decided to give it that name.
Yeah. I think for me the frustration with that particular post on LinkedIn and the stereotypical behaviour is that if you limit it to zoos and call it zoo thesis or whatever this expression was, that separates the human from the animal. And it's well known that stereotypical behaviour exists in humans as well as animals, and it brings a unified sort of One Health, all talking the same language together, which helps everybody understand exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't say little Johnny down the road is suffering from zoothesis.
No, you wouldn't.
You'd say he has stereotypical behaviour.
Yeah. What they're trying to do is separate the behaviour from that seen in humans because we can't guarantee that it's the same underlying cause of that behaviour. But again, I'd say the behaviour was coined because of a visual interpretation of what they were doing. And it still should be given that name because we're still seeing them do the same thing. We can then say not to be confused with.
Yeah.
But giving it another name, which is no doubt very, very meaningful in terms of the Greek connection, using proper scientific Greek stemmed usage, is just shit.
That's Latin, isn't it?
That's Latin, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one of the Indo-European languages.
I think so, and it's come through Anglo-Saxon.
Yeah. Well, it came through a lot of Anglo-Saxons, actually, several times a day, I think, given the roughage in their diet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although the French call it merde, don't they? It's merde in French. Scheiße in German.
Yeah.
So you can see the Germanic influence there between Scheiße and shit.
Yes.
But merde has obviously got a different derivation.
Yeah, so what is it in Spanish?
Don't know.
I imagine it's probably something beginning with M and with a D in it somewhere. Because the Romance languages follow a very similar
It's not Madrid,
Indo-European stem. Madrid, that's it, yes. That's shit in Spain. Yeah.
Dust bowl that's over hot. Yeah, the middle of nowhere.
I see now we've alienated all of our Spanish listeners and viewers. I do apologise. We love Spain. We absolutely love Spain. Spain is not shit. Madrid is not shit. One of my favourite tunes is Marching Through Madrid by Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass.
Yeah, you're not going to get back. You're not going to get it back.
No, we've lost it.
We've lost it already.
Okay, that's all right. More room for us. Come on. Gather round your wireless or your gramophone.
Do you know what we haven't done?
What?
We haven't said thank you to MAI Animal Health for sponsoring this episode of Veterinary Ramblings.
We haven't. And that's naughty of me because I was going to bring on the cat Dopplers and the pulse oximeters that MAI sell. And I was going to bring them into the conversation on anaesthetised tigers.
Were you?
Yeah, because I know that you've done a lot of work on pulse oximetry in big cats and have found some novel places to put your probes.
Mm-hmm.
So, did you put your probe, and answer me honestly, did you put your probe on the tiger's foreskin?
No.
Well, you missed a trick there, didn't you, old son?
No.
No?
No.
Was it a lion you did it?
It was a lion I did it on in London Zoo in, oh, God, 1980 something or other.
Well, there you go. That's me getting my big cat penises mixed up all the time.
Anyways. Yeah, you never pull a tiger's penis.
Never pull a tiger's penis. No, boys and girls, if you're listening to this, good advice there from Uncle Mike. Never pull a tiger's penis.
Yeah, absolutely. And
He'll
we were
not thank you
absolutely
for
right.
it.
We were absolutely right about the derivation of merde.
Yes?
It's mierda in Spanish.
Ah, there we go.
So not only does it have an M, it has an E, an R, a D, and because it's Spanish, it's got an A on the end.
Well, there we go.
C.
Now, I believe it's something similar in Latin, but I can't remember what it is.
Oh, God, I love my brain extension.
So I've just finished this amazing book called Proto, about the spread of the Indo-European languages.
Ah, right, okay. No, I remember this one from Latin.
Yes?
Yeah, because this is typical schoolboy giggly stuff. You know, it's not mittere, the verb, you know, which is mito, mitis, mitit, which, you know, got me my first detention. From Mr. Ballard. Thank you, Mr. Ballard, who used to come to his Latin class in his gown. He used to come fully gowned up, and everybody was scared, cacasless.
Oh, cacas, of course, yes.
Cacasless of Ballard. But he made me stand up and recite this mito, mitis, mitit, which goes to show that it's sunk in, doesn't it? I mean, the fact I had to go to a detention and write it 1,000 times, you know, conjugation of the verb mittere, it stuck. But yes, so the word for shit in Latin is cacas.
It is. It is.
It's cack, isn't it?
But I wonder whether. Do you know? I was going to say, I wonder whether there are other words, because we have many words for shit.
Yeah.
Don't we? And we sometimes use caca.
Yeah.
Poo.
Yeah.
And there's stercus and merda, merda, direct vulgar equivalent of the French merde.
Ah.
So, and it can be used in the accusative merdam for an exclamation of shit.
Ah.
There's fikes as well, excrementum, muscarda.
Okay.
So here we go. Here's some nice phrases. There's stercus accidit for shit happened.
What is Arabic?
What's
for shit?
Okay.
It makes me wonder whether the Spanish derivation has come from Arabic.
Yeah.
Mindful that Spain was in Moorish control, i.e. North African Arabs, for centuries.
Well, so Google is saying that it's Al-Kharaf. They also mention that caca is shit. So again, I imagine there are many. Let's have a look and see. Kara, Zak, Baraz, Khru, Kolkara. Well.
Childish, caca.
Childish caca. Poo bum willy. Sorry, I often say that when I think I'm getting too serious.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking up. Here we go. What is Proto-Indo-European for shit?
What are you? Oh, right, okay.
So, shkid or shkiend, which is where we get perhaps shed from, to shed something, very similar to shit. And of course, German Scheiss. So, interesting. I find it fascinating.
So where does Brick Shithouse come in then?
He normally comes in at the end of the evening when you're all drunk.
Yeah. I hope he's not listening at the moment, otherwise he's probably going to interrupt and go, "Gentlemen, please."
Yes, go on, guys.
Yeah.
What invention marked the end of prehistory?
How's he going to promote this episode of Veterinary Ramblings? Probably one of the shittest episodes we've ever done.
Mike and Julian know their shit. or with the volcano-fed streams, it's a shit-hot show.
Sponsored by MAI Animal Health. Thank you very much indeed.
Absolutely. They know their shit. Very well indeed. So, Mike, what invention marked the end of prehistory?
What invention marked the end of prehistory?
You'll kick yourself.
Will I?
Yeah.
You're going to say it's the shoe?
No.
No.
It's writing.
It's writing?
Yeah.
Not the wheel?
No, because history is the written story of our past.
The histoire or story.
Yeah.
Writing. But writing goes back. So when is prehistory? Or is that just a trick question to catch me out because I'm feeling very tired?
Well, it's kind of a movable feast because prehistory, logically then, if it is the predating of writing or of verbal communication, people clearly spoke, and they spoke before they could write. So there are there are oral traditions going back many tens of thousands of years in various cultures. It was only when they were written down that those oral traditions became static. They didn't change much with generations. And those oral traditions would have been written down at different times in different cultures.
Yeah.
So with the Sumer cultures, ancient Sumeria, it would have been cuneiform.
Yeah.
Or in Minoan times, it would have been linear A and B.
Right.
So, unless there was writing that was even older than that in those cultures that we just haven't found yet, or wasn't written on anything that stayed around for long enough. Because we only see those forms of writing because they were carved into clay or written into clay, which then baked.
Yeah, that's like the sort of the clay notebooks that have been found from Roman times, isn't it?
Yes.
Where they would have clay that they would scratch into as a note or a letter, and then that could be smoothed flat again.
Yeah.
And reused. So, yeah.
That's right. And some of them were clay, some of them were wax.
Yeah.
And the wax ones would have been totally biodegradable. They've gone, long gone.
Yeah.
But the papyri that were around in Roman times, not just Egyptian times, where we think of the famous papyri, but the papyri and scrolls in Roman times, some of them, quite a lot of them, still exist. The problem is that most of them are in roll form, and we can't easily unravel them.
Right.
So, for example, in Pompeii, they discovered tens of thousands of rolls of papyri. So many that they used them as logs on their campfires when they were digging the remains of Pompeii out in the 1700s. We've lost many thousands of them.
Yeah.
The ones that remain, they can't unravel. They've tried, and they've been trying for several hundred years to unravel them, but they're obviously too fragile. So what they do now is they CT scan them using incredibly accurate CTs, and the computer is able to work out which letters
are on which layer.
Which layers
Bloody hell.
Amazing, isn't it?
Have we covered this, that Cleopatra is closer to the iPhone than the Great Pyramids of Giza?
No, we haven't.
Just one of those freaky things you see on the internet come up, and I don't know, a little bit of investigation shows that, sure enough, Cleopatra is closer to the iPhone than she is the Pyramids of Giza.
Incredible, isn't it?
It's weird, isn't
it? And also, she was Greek.
Was she?
Yeah. Married into the family.
Interesting, because everybody assumes she's Egyptian.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there were, I think, 7 or possibly 8 Cleopatras.
Ah.
And I think it was Cleopatra. Okay, someone write in if I'm wrong, and I probably will be. I think it was Cleopatra the 4th that we all think of as Cleopatra. So whenever someone mentions,
as in Cleopatra and Mark Antony.
Yes.
Right.
As in the famous Carry On film. Infamy, they've all got an infamy.
Yeah, I thought we agreed we weren't going to do things like that.
Have we agreed? I didn't get the memo.
Oh,
yes, here it is. It's right in front of me.
I haven't read this one either. I did read it. I thought, that's good, and we could add this and we could add that, and we haven't touched on any of it.
So what have we still got to do? What haven't we added?
Content warning.
There's no need for content warning. This is all fine. Suitable for everyone. Shit happens.
Yeah, I know, but it's supposed to be at the start.
Okay, then. What's the past tense? Shit has happened.
Trigger warning. You may have been triggered by the previous content, for which we sincerely apologise.
Please find a dark corner to sit in and have a Negroni.
Oh dear. So, we haven't introduced ourselves.
We've done that, yeah.
No,
you're Julian and I'm Mike.
Yeah, that's all we've done. We haven't said that you're super president of the world, BSAVA, and practicing veterinary surgeon.
Oh, I'm that, aren't I? I'm president of the BSAVA. And Mike, you are the world famous speed skier, cyclist extraordinaire, inventor of various probes for pulse oximetry in dogs and cats, inventor of the Cat Plus Doppler.
Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah. And for people who are listening rather than watching, you could recognise us in the street by our gorgeous manes of golden flowing hair.
Yes, think...
Leif Garrett.
Okay, yeah, could do.
Yeah.
Or, who was that chap who played Thor in the Marvel movie?
Him.
Yeah,
whoever he is. Yes, that's pretty much us. We could have stood in as the stunt doubles, couldn't we, on that? Yeah,
or Kit Carson.
Yes.
From Tales of the Wild West.
Yeah, that's exactly who we're like.
Yeah. But actually, we better stop. We can't go too far into that because, of course, Custer was hailed as one of the greatest ever, wasn't he?
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he was, but perhaps he wasn't all that.
Let's not go there.
No, let's not even think about going.
Brush over that, and if you're a keen General Custer fan, our apologies, and if you're more into the original nations, respect.
There is more of custard than of Custer
about
veterinary ramblings, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
So sit down with a glass of Negroni and an apple crumble with plenty of General Custard on it.
Custard. We're getting a bit like Wallace and Gromit, aren't we?
It's
custard.
It's not like any cheese I've ever had.
Wensleydale. It's custard. Oh, hang on. We're supposed to... Our main topic here is supposed to be discussing AI in veterinary medicine.
What? Is there any? There is as well.
No.
I tell you what, I've been using AI a lot recently because I've been using Rover.
Rover?
Yeah, Rover. It's the new BSAVA search engine.
All right.
Brilliant.
What's that all about then? Go fetch, Rover.
Well, you can't go and fetch some information.
The Spanish for shit is mierda. Oh, very similar to the French for shit, which is merde.
It may not tell you that because it only searches the peer-reviewed, evidence-based journals and manuals, etc., from the BSAVA library. So if you want to look something up and you want it to be accurate, then use Rover.
Look up AutoCat.
On Rover.
Yeah.
Okay.
AutoCat Plus.
Rover.
Because there's a new study just been published.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know whether it's actually been published. It's certainly been accepted for publication. Comparing the new AutoCat blood pressure system with the Cat Plus Doppler.
There we go. Tell me about the AutoCat blood pressure system. Preparing your answer, it says. Sources. Validation. Oh, still looking. There we go. Patient preparation.
Go fetch, Rover.
Clinic interpretation. I'll tell you what, it's coming up with a lot on it. Current BSAVA guidance implies that in cats, Doppler remains widely regarded as the most reliable indirect method due to better correlation with direct BP in conscious cats, stronger clinical evidence base. And oops, daisy. Lost it.
Good boy, Rover. Come on, Rover.
He's come up with an awful lot.
Has it?
Has it been validated in conscious cats against direct intra-arterial telemetric BP over a range of pressures? It does, and it gives 2 references to that. Chapter 15 of the BSAVA Manual of Canine and Feline Nephrology and Neurology endorses it. Chapter 13, Blood Pressure Measurement in the BSAVA Manual of Canine and Feline Cardiorespiratory Medicine Techniques.
Gosh. Good boy, Rover.
Yeah. Look at that. There we go.
Wow.
So, yep.
I think it's a new study. If it's not published, it's just been accepted for publication, which compares it directly head-to-head in conscious cats with the cat Doppler.
Right. Okay.
And,
it's not listing that article at the moment.
Okay.
Give it a few weeks to get on there.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a positive use of AI. Using it as a sort of a manual, an easy way of obtaining information. The problem is that AI sometimes lies to us. So I did a test a few weeks back on looking for information on stem cell therapy.
All right. Yep.
And it came up with a few articles that I then referenced. I looked at the references for, and they didn't exist. They'd been completely made up.
Oh, wow.
That's
a bit naughty.
When I was working at the practice, we had an AI radiographic interpretation system.
Right.
So our radiographs would instantly be carried off to the net and would go through this AI interpretation program, and a radiographic report would come through, which in some ways was absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
It would give us an interpretation of every millimetre of the radiograph, because sometimes when you're looking, particularly at a chest or something, you see something of interest and you don't really notice the rest.
Yeah.
So it would say, that there is a lesion in the mid lung field, and we'd have noticed that. And it'll also say that there are bone spurs, or there's a narrowing of the intervertebral space T12, T13,
right.
Or there's evidence of a joint mouse within the right scapulohumeral joint. And it's great for that. But sometimes, again, it would just make shit up. and it would say, there is evidence of a bleed. An abdominal bleed.
This cat's last meal was a sparrow, when we all knew it wasn't a sparrow at all. It was Mrs. Jones's budgerigar.
Yeah. Oh, it's a pretty boy.
Mm.
So, really good, but not without its faults. It's a learning program, and so it in theory gets better.
But what does
with
it
every
learn
effort it
from?
looks at.
What does it learn from? What are its sources? Because unless you are able to deliberately correct it,
Absolutely.
using the example that it has given, where else is it going to learn from?
Because what's the term? Is it shit in, shit out, or something?
I thought it was garbage in, garbage out.
That's it. Sorry, I've got mad on the brain at the moment. But yes, garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah.
And so it learns all the time, but it can learn bad things.
Yeah.
It can learn how to get things wrong.
Yeah.
And we don't yet, I think, have the protocols in place to enable us as humans to regulate how well the AI is doing its job.
But
certainly not on the ground.
Hasn't that horse left the paddock already?
It's gone. Can't put it back in the as big of a metaphor saying we can't put it back in the tin, but you can't really put horses back in the tin, can you? Well, I guess actually you can in France. Okay, we've alienated the French now. Sorry.
Trigger warning.
No, don't say trigger. They get all excited.
Pun intended.
Yes, absolutely. Pun intended.
Like that one. I thought you'd pick up on that quite quickly. Trigger warning, yeah.
But no, you're right. We've opened that Pandora's box and we can't put it back in.
Yeah,
what we have to do is try and get better at using it.
I think
being safe with it.
For me is quite difficult, because one of the things that we used, advert warning, one of the things that we used with the AutoCat was AI to more closely interpret the pulse waves that the monitor is detecting from the patient, which helps to eliminate some of the finer motion artifact that sometimes throws an automatic blood pressure machine. So AI was certainly used on the algorithm there to eliminate some of that and make the system more accurate.
AI can do millions of calculations per second, billions. I don't know how many, lots and lots of noughts. And it's fantastic for doing that. It's fantastic for sifting through huge amounts of information. There's a danger, though, because, as we all know, programs can go wrong. And if it goes wrong, it gives us false information.
Yeah.
And if we rely on it too much, we'll take that false information, feed it back into the AI, and that then becomes a fact.
Well, that's something that I've come across fairly recently, unfortunately, because somebody was asking me why their monitor wasn't displaying any readings. And I used, for me, an expression that I've always grown up with, which is to fail safe. But the new generation don't have a word for fail safe. It doesn't exist in their dictionary. And of course, what to me means that if the system cannot give you accurate data, it will give you no data at all, which indicates that you need to take other steps in order to derive that data. I had to go through, or felt I had to go through, a whole explanation as to what fail safe actually meant, because they did not understand it. And it came up 2 or 3 times within a matter of a week. And they said, but we want numbers. I said, but do you? Yes, we want numbers. Well, what happens if the numbers are ridiculous? You know, are you going to believe them, even if they're ridiculous? Oh, well, we'll know that. How will you know that? The unit has failed safe to say that it cannot accurately determine the data that you are aiming to rely on, and therefore you have to take some steps of your own and take a responsibility of your own to determine what is not working and why, or is it directly related to what's happening to the patient, in which case you need to take those steps to deal with the patient now.
I've in the past I've been called out of consults and called into the operating theatre because they've had a patient who they just tested glucose on and it's only 1. And they're worried. And yet the patient's fine. The reading's wrong.
Yeah.
Or the pulse oximetry reading has read 30.
Yeah.
And yet, here's the cat. Nice, bright pink colour. Not so pink you think it's carbon monoxide.
Yep.
But, happy, healthy, normal breathing.
Yeah.
And they're more inclined to believe the numbers because they're written on something electronic.
Yes. Yes. Big issue there, isn't there?
Yeah, huge. And that's only going to get worse with AI because we're trusting it. It's not only written in red digital printout, it's talking to us and telling us rationally, this is the number. Your cat is dead. It's a shame. It's just walked out of the kennel. It's a dead cat.
Yeah. Fail safe.
Fail safe. Like Tesla brakes, isn't it? Rather than not brake properly, they don't brake at all. They fail safe.
Really?
No, and anyone from Tesla who's listening to this is not the case, of course.
I drive a Tesla.
Well, has yours failed safe ever?
No.
Brake. I'm not going to. I don't think my brakes are working properly, so I'm not going to apply them.
I think it would probably... I would like to think it would shut down other systems because the brakes weren't working properly before it decided not to... Yeah.
Okay. Bad example. Didn't think that one through. Sorry, Mike.
That's all right. Oh, that's absolutely fine.
You know it's only because I'm envious of your Tesla.
Well, are you?
Yeah, I like it. Nice car.
Yeah. I think I'm very privileged to do that. Now, it says here, according to the programme, and another thing, a short, candid mini rant about how preventative care is often oversold and underexplained.
Okay, so preventive care like what? Like parasiticides for cats that don't go outdoors?
I don't know, but I've got one here.
Yeah, go on.
I've got one here that's directly related to vet med at the moment, and how, including the CMA investigation, the UK government investigation into veterinary charges and how veterinary medicine is done in this country. And we've touched on this a number of times with a number of our guests and between ourselves about how there is this desire to blurt out all the information and give the client lots and lots of options because we've got to give them all the options. Okay?
Because that's what proper contextualised care is.
Except...
You give the client every single option and it's up to them to choose.
Except they have come to you as a professional with training to be guided.
Yes.
Right, now, I was trying to get to Haneda Airport in Tokyo the other day to catch my aeroplane home. And I didn't know that there are 4 different railway networks all operating as the underground or the metro in Tokyo.
Oh.
So I've got my multi-pass ticket for the metro, and I got my first train, and I knew I had to change trains at this. One thing about Tokyo, it's the most populated city in the world, and even at, I think it was 6 o'clock in the morning, everybody was jammed cheek by jowl onto the trains with somebody pushing people on so that the doors could close. Even at 6 o'clock in the morning, as they're all going off to work, and I'm trying to make my way across Tokyo. And I went through the barrier, and my ticket was accepted, and I went to get the next train, which also had a circle around the name of the train, like all of the other circles around the names of the trains that I'd been using these passes on for the previous 2 or 3 days, and my ticket was rejected.
Oh.
So, being a dutiful citizen, I went to the desk where the guard man was. And he said, no. And he got his Google Translate out, as they do over there. And he went, in pure Japanese that I didn't understand a word of.
I don't believe you learned to speak it so well. That's incredible.
Yeah, I know, it's incredible.
Yeah, arigato.
That was actually Google Translate and Google AI that allowed me to do that.
Okay.
Yeah. And this man explained that ticket. What was that?
Something falling over. Sorry.
Loud bang, but that ticket didn't work on that train. I want to get to Haneda Airport. Oh, you need to take that train. But you've just told me my ticket is invalid. Oh, okay. So take the other train. Which other train? Different station. Okay. Now Google's telling me that this is a possible viable option. Okay. Where do I go? I want to go to Haneda. Over there. Pointing in a vague general direction. Or you could take this third train. Where's that? Oh, over there. Okay. Why don't I go through here? No, you can't, because that ticket's invalid. So is the ticket valid on the other trains? I don't know. That's a different rail network.
Oh, God.
So this guy gave me 4 options in the end. And I had not a clue, because it was out of my knowledge and out of my remit to know that one was the monorail and would have got me there in 20 minutes. It would have cost me several thousand yen. All this was found out later, of course, when I finally managed to get to the airport. One was on the metro, but a different train company to the metro that I'd been travelling on around the centre of Tokyo. One was on a train, and one was on another metro system, all of which was another 10 minutes walk with all my bags in the middle of rush hour at 6 o'clock in the morning, thinking, oh shit, am I going to get to the airport in time to catch my plane? Now, this kind gentleman, I think, with respect, and it was a very respectful conversation, thought that he was being helpful by giving me the options. Unfortunately, without that element of knowledge to aid myself with the various options, I was still clueless and panicked because I had to make a decision upon which the results would have either meant catching my plane or missing my plane. And as I sat on the train going to Haneda Airport and getting there after a bit of a stress of walking up 20 flights and then down 20 flights because I didn't see that there was a passageway that just went round the steps. So I went up several levels and down several levels carrying all my luggage. I felt very frustrated, very anxious, more than a little angry. And yes, in the end, I got a solution that worked. And I wondered how a member of the general public would be if they've got a sick pet that's a member of their family and they take them to what they think of as a professional for help and advice, and they are given 4 different options, all of which mean absolutely nothing to the person receiving the information. And it doesn't matter how professional or how clear or how direct the vet is in communicating these options, unless they give the professional opinion that they are being paid for, then clients are going to remain unsatisfied with the service that they've received.
And frightened.
Irrespective of which option they choose.
Absolutely, yeah. Frightened about their pet.
Yeah.
The pet treatment. Yeah.
And it may very well be that euthanasia is the best option. Now, that obviously wouldn't have been the case in Tokyo Station because it would have been really messy and I wouldn't have got the flight.
They probably would have done it cleanly. Very clean culture, Mike. Little strangulation or something.
I don't think I would have been that happy with that option.
Okay. Yeah.
Unfortunately, that wasn't one of the options that the gentleman gave me.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Although I've got a feeling that in the translation, because I was using the translation app as well. So what they'll do is they'll type in, they'll go, click, and it translates, goes, ticket not valid. And you can go, click, I was told this ticket was valid. Which train can I use this ticket on? And at one of these interactions, which was getting a little bit stressed because I thought I'd bought the right ticket already and I'd paid.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "It is not possible to pay at the start. How did you get on the train?" And I spoke back to his machine saying, "I bought the ticket at the station, but the guard took it off me at this station at platform over there." And just before I turned it round to see all of the Japanese characters coming up, I then had to say, stop, I'm sorry, give it back to me. I did not say those words above. And that is not one of the words that I used. Because when I looked at the English bit to start with, it went, "Listen, motherfucker." And the last thing I wanted to do was to upset this particular guy, because he was trying to help me as well.
Yeah,
and
of course.
I felt that calling him a motherfucker was slightly slightly disrespectful.
Slightly disrespectful, isn't it?
He might have got a bit upset with the Japanese translation of motherfucker. And
yes, yeah, could have caused all sorts of problems, couldn't it?
So there you go. That's my other thing. If you're being presented with the situation, act professional and give a professional piece of advice.
Yeah.
What would you do, vet nurse, if this was your pet? And the client will probably accept it with gratitude and be very happy. Not give them a whole list of options which they haven't got the scoobiest as to which would be best for them or their patient.
Yeah, absolutely right. And it's something that I come across far too often. Clients come to me for a second opinion, and they frankly did not. They said, "I say, did the other vet give you some ideas, some suggestions?" Oh, they said an awful lot, but I have absolutely no idea what I'm supposed to do with that information. You know, I'm no closer to making any rational decision about what I should do for my pet.
Yeah. Which train should I have taken?
Which train should you have taken? Okay, Mike, you should really take this train. Well, let me pare that down a bit. You can take that train if you like, but it's going to cost you a lot of money. Get there very quickly, but it'll cost you £100. Or you can take that train; that'll still get you there. It's quite close. It'll cost you £20. So, is that enough information for you? A couple of others I could go into, but they're the two I go for.
Yeah,
that's all you need, isn't it?
That's all you need.
Yeah,
that's all you need.
There are 5 types of cruciate repair here we could do now, or if you look at some of the professional skiers, you may not need any cruciate surgery if you're fit enough. So let's look at the Z-leg, or the TPLO, or the TWO, or the TTA, and you've got 3 types of TTAs. So would you like the lateral suture? If you want the lateral suture, do you want the crimp, or do you want the leader line with a De Angelis suture?
All of which,
not rubber, or
all of which to a layperson needs absolutely BA.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Which, of course, is short for bugger all. Did we do a trigger warning about language?
Probably. Or maybe not. Okay, if you're watching this and you've been offended by some of the language, we're bloody sorry.
Yeah.
Good. We've done a trigger warning.
Yeah. Yeah. Or if you're
There's
Lindsay Vonn.
Probably one on the website, isn't there?
Yeah, I hope so. If you're Lindsay Vonn at the Olympics, who was hoping and favourite to take the women's downhill skiing, and I'm sure for those of you who are into your skiing saw that she clipped her shoulder on a gate just as she was taking off into the air, and has now undergone, I think, 6 rounds of surgery.
I think it's 6. Yeah, I've got another few to go.
A few more to go.
I can't weight bear yet on that tibia.
I'm surprised she could bloody weight bear on any of it, to be honest. She took a hell of a pounding, poor girl. So, yeah. Did she do a cruciate ligament as well?
She did a cruciate ligament 9 days, I think it was, before the Olympics.
Wow. So
But
what repair did she go for?
none. Just a good deal of physio to get the knee moving.
Outrageous. She could have had an APLO, TPLO, TTPR. She could have had the Addison's suture materials. Oh,
so many.
And she chose nothing.
And you can list those. And I do spend a lot of time going through the options with the owners.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, there are these. If you want to know about all of them, I can tell you about all of them.
Mm-hmm.
But these are the 2 or 3 that I would offer here. And this is why I'd recommend any one of those to suit your pet, your pocket, your lifestyle.
Yeah.
So 14-year-old dog, well, okay, maybe actually no cruciate surgery. Maybe just some good old physio and a support.
Hey, what would you do for a dog that had extremely virulent cancer in its lower jaw that's 12 years old?
Oh, poor thing. Really virulent cancer. Okay, it's well, number one is euthanasia. It's painful. The dog doesn't know that it's going to be out of pain ever.
Mm-hmm.
So I suppose euthanasia is the obvious option. You could do lower jaw or so mandible or
lower mandible.
Lower mandible. So I mean, you could do a mandibulectomy.
Mm-hmm.
There are other options, but to be honest, how much do you want to put the dog through? What options do you have, Mike?
Well, I don't have options because I'm not an orthopaedic surgeon and I'm not a surgeon with a potentially enlarged
ego?
Egola gland, yeah.
Egola gland.
Yeah. I don't know. And if you're wondering about what on earth we're talking about here, you may not know that Veterinary Ramblings has got a LinkedIn page. And we also are active on social media, such as Facebook and Instagram. And we're referring in one particular case here to a 12-year-old dog which has undergone pretty extensive surgery, utilising a bone graft from their pelvis to repair a jaw that has been resected. And the surgery only took a day. But I've got echoing in my mind throwback to a previous episode that we recorded with Polly Taylor.
Mm-hmm. She was quite vociferous about this.
She was, and I think quite rightly, because there is, I think she made a very good point where she talks about patient advocacy.
Yeah.
Who was that surgery for? Was it for the dog that's lived a pretty full life and is probably near the end of its life anyway, irrespective of the fact that it's now got a cancer? Was it for the owner who can't bear to say goodbye? And that's an understandable thing. It's a big break where you realise that that euthanasia is a gift that we can give our pets, but it still means the end of that family line. Or was it for the surgeon?
Yeah. Was it to advance his or her career? Was it to get a publication? Was it to get a further qualification?
Or a 3-minute advert YouTube clip?
Yeah.
Showing how wonderful they were.
It's going to take a dog a longish time to recover from surgery like that.
Yeah.
It's going to take the cancer a brief time to recur.
I think in the thread, somebody pointed out that if any of the cells from that cancer had managed to get into the salivary duct or into the saliva or the bloodstream, that was going to reoccur very, very quickly in another part of the body.
Yeah.
And even by taking a margin, there is still a risk that has already happened or already progressed. And as we know from the gentleman's cancer, prostate cancer, we can think that we're clear of prostate cancer, only to find that there are cells that have generated or regenerating in the bones.
Mm-hmm.
What started as prostate cancer is now bone cancer.
Yeah.
And is generally inoperable or untreatable. So, yeah, it's yeah. And another thing,
and I get sickened by it. I'll be honest. I love the idea that you can do it. Absolutely love it. Incredibly clever.
Yeah.
Patient selection is the thing, and
yeah.
I would say personally that it's incredibly clever surgery, very well performed, and I would hope that their analgesia protocols matched their surgical prowess. I don't know whether they did or not. Nothing's given about that.
Nothing was mentioned about that.
No, but I would say from my own point of view, I would not do a surgery like that on a dog of that age with cancer that is almost certain to have already spread.
Yeah, I think
it becomes experimental surgery, and that should be covered by the Home Office regulations.
Except, of course, this I don't think was a case that was done in the UK.
Okay. Yeah.
I think this was a case done somewhere like Hungary or one of the other nations that may not necessarily have a Home Office style oversight or ethical committee oversight to enable it to go ahead or not to go ahead. But yeah, I have to say, knowing the little that I do know of these things, I read that case and my immediate thought was palliative care and pain relief. And why put an animal through all of that surgery? Because if it's not going to have a sore jaw, it's going to have a sore backside anyway.
Yeah. I think if people are doing that sort of surgery, the very minimum they should do in the write-up is to give peer-reviewed, evidence-based pain scores throughout
Absolutely.
the surgery, the recovery, and the ongoing recovery.
Yeah.
So we know what quality of life that pair had. And if they can honestly write that and say, actually, the pain score was very, very low throughout, the dog was back to having exhibiting a normal quality of life within a few days and lived a reasonable time afterwards. And I'd say, good on you. Excellent.
Well, that's an interesting thing. I mean, obviously, it's enabled us to highlight the fact that Veterinary Ramblings is on. We are active and around on social media, and please click like, follow, join into the discussion. You know, we will post these sorts of things up there. Join in. Let us know what you think, and let's have a conversation about it, because we may very well incorporate your views in a future episode and listen to them and respectfully answer as best we can.
Absolutely. A lot of things we say deliberately to be provocative.
Which may, of course, be the idea behind that particular post that was put on LinkedIn.
It might have been. Yeah.
I think it's called clickbait, isn't it?
I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun and games. And another thing, clickbait. That's a word that's made up.
We ought to, the rate we go, we ought to change the name from Veterinary Ramblings to And Another Thing.
We should do.
I don't know. We've lost our 60-second CPD when we haven't got our guests, haven't we?
We're going to get some more guests on soon, though, aren't we?
We are. Not sure who we're going to get. I think there's quite an interesting lineup ready to go. And, yeah. Oh, hang on.
What have we missed?
What have we missed? Yeah. What's our producer said? A final reflection from Julian and Mike. One takeaway or thought for listeners to sit with.
Yeah. Which one to pick out? I got a good one.
Go on then.
I think I've got a good one. But that's the point. I think I've got a good one.
Go on.
We've said some provocative things. We've said some things that may engender mutual admiration from all watching and listening. Or they may engender anger, or they may make people think, what a bunch of shitheads Mike and Julian are. But they are our opinions. Whether there are devout opinions or whether there are opinions for the purposes of this podcast, they vary.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever, please, dear listener and dear viewer, have the respect. We started off with respect, didn't we? The Japanese have well ingrained in their psyche. Have the respect to listen to us, think about what we said, and comment.
Yeah. I don't know that's necessarily respect. I think I would just urge people to get involved in the conversation.
Yeah.
What me and him say isn't necessarily the gospel. If we start talking about ancient scrolls found in the desert.
Well, that may be the gospel, mightn't it? Yeah.
Well, it might be the gospel, but but I don't think you or I would put ourselves at the deity level just yet.
Not quite. Not like some surgeons.
So. It does have an appeal.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
But then what if people stop believing in it? That'd be awful, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That'd be dreadful.
That'd be terrible, wouldn't it?
But no believers. That'd be dreadful.
Yeah, but join in. And if we've said something outrageous, well, give us your opinion.
Yeah.
Let's have a conversation about it. Let's have an open discussion about the topics that we cover, and we'll happily discuss that. And sometimes, well, I'm not a surgeon, so I'm quite happy to change my mind. But God here, he might not be.
I change my mind all the time, and a lot of things I say just to get a reaction.
Yeah.
So,
who was it that said
on this podcast?
God was an orthopaedic surgeon.
And moving on from that.
If you've enjoyed the show, please click like, share, tell your friends about us, join in. It's supposed to be a relaxed conversation that you'd have with a mate of a beer after you finish work, and that's what we hope we engender. So click like, share, and follow, and a big thank you to MAI Animal Health, who have enabled us to produce this episode. Thank
Absolutely. You. Please look online, look at their amazing products.
So, Julian, may your dog go with you.
Mike, may your dog go with you.
Cheers.
Cheers.